Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be making some luscious jerk pork. So guys, if it's your first time on my channel, don't be shy. Just go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell beside it so that you guys can be notified when I upload a new video. And to all my old subscribers, I just want to welcome you back. Thanks for all the views, all the likes. I really do appreciate it. So let's get into the video. So guys, this is a pork that I'm gonna be using. I'm gonna wash it off with some vinegar and water in a minute, but before I do that, I am gonna show you guys all the stuff that I'll be using. I'm gonna be using this Walker's Hood jerk seasoning. Feel free to use whatever brand you want. I'm not really doing an advertisement for anyone. And for my homemade jerk seasoning, I'm gonna be using scallion, onion, Scotch bonnet pepper, some nutmeg, some cinnamon, some allspice, and I'm also gonna add some dry seasoning and some browning, and I'm also gonna add some pimento seeds as well. So guys, you can go ahead and season this whole section, but I'm not doing that today. I'm just gonna slice it up. I'm gonna try and get some even slice so that it can cook evenly, and then I am going to rinse it. So that's what I'm doing here. So for the rinsing process, I went in with some vinegar and water, and I'm going to do this for 2 to 3 times under the pipe, and that's good. You can also use lime or lemon. So now I am going to move on to making my homemade seasoning. Right here I'm just showing you the type of jerk dry rub that I'm going to be using, and I do apologize for the angle that the camera was, but you will soon see what I am doing. I'm just adding some cooking oil, and then I'm going to add my browning, and then I'm going to add all my garlic, my onion, my scallion, my Scotch bonnet pepper. I'm just gonna pour everything in. I'll just put up everything on the screen for you guys so that you know exactly what I am using. So now that everything is in my blender, I'm just going to add a small amount of water to help the mixture come together, and I'm just going to grind that. Guys, listen carefully. When you're making your jerk chicken and your jerk pork, you want to make your original homemade seasoning. Don't just use the store-bought one. You want, because this was full of so much flavor. Trust me, you have to try it for yourself to see what I'm talking about. It's gonna add a nice kick to your jerk pork. But if you can't take the spice, I would suggest, if you're gonna use your homemade and the store bought, don't use 2 Scotch bonnet pepper. Use 1 instead of 2 because it's gonna be really spicy. And why are you gonna make jerk pork if you can't manage spice? It doesn't make any sense, okay? So here I am just gonna add everything and just rub it in with my hands, and I'm just making sure that every part of the pork is well seasoned, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and add some more dry rub to it. So after I apply my homemade seasoning, I'm just going in with 2 tablespoons of my store-bought jerk seasoning, and then I am just going to show you guys all the dry seasoning that I used. So guys, I don't have any powdered pork seasoning, but I always tell myself that seasoning is seasoning. So this is a teaspoon of chicken seasoning, and then I'm gonna go in with a tablespoon of creole all-purpose seasoning, and I'm just gonna make sure that everything is just combined properly. So here I am just adding some Maggie all-purpose seasoning, just a teaspoon, and you want to make sure, guys, you want to make sure that your pork is well seasoned because it's going to be in the oven for, it's going to be cooking for about an hour and a half or 2 hours, depending on how tender the meat is. So yeah, you want to make sure that it's well seasoned. So now that everything is done, you want to cover this with with a piece of foil and make sure that it sits overnight and sit and marinate. But if you can't do it overnight, make sure that you have it seasoned for at least 4 hours, guys, because you want your jerk pork to be tasty. So if you can't marinate it for a day or two, make sure that it's marinated for at least 4 hours. So guys, it's time for them to go in the oven, and it was a lot of pork, so I have to separate them, making sure that my containers are not overcrowded because you want them to cook evenly. And I'm just gonna wrap it with some foil. And remember, when I was making the homemade jerk seasoning, I did add some oil in there in my blender, so at this point you don't need any oil in your containers. I'm just gonna cover them and place them in my oven. So guys, they were in the oven for 1 hour and 30 minutes, and this is what they look like. I am now going to cut some onion rings and some Scotch bonnet pepper, and I'm gonna put them back in the oven for another 15 minutes without any foil, and that's gonna give it that nice brown color that your jerk pork should have. So guys, this is it. It's all done. I didn't use the onion rings because my daughter didn't want it. So I'm gonna show you guys the jerk chicken, we did them on the outside. I used the same seasoning, the same process, except that this was done, the jerk chicken was done on the grill outside. And yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Thanks for clicking, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed as yet. I love you all, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.